I know him. A bunch of Fays knows him, like knew him, right? So he invited me to the Discord, and I joined. For maybe a week or so. And then they were playing Fortnite. I asked if I could join. They said okay. I told them I'm live. They said okay, that's fine. Blah 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 blah.
They knew you were live and was still talking like that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So imagine what happens when nobody's live.
Exactly. Exactly.
Dang.
Holy shit.
But right. Ray was talking about getting clearance for Central C and for Kai to be on Central's album, the ad lib or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he asked me to private VOD after that, but he deleted the text. I could still show it though. Wait.
So here's the lowdown. DJ Akademiks, a well-known figure in the streaming world and especially famous for his YouTube presence, got himself into some hot water recently. How? Well, he and his friends were caught on camera. Wait for it. Having an incredibly inappropriate conversation. And I'm not talking about some casual, off-color jokes here. No, the things they were discussing were downright disturbing. They were talking about a 14-year-old boy who's a streamer, and what they said. It was cringe-worthy on so many levels. Now, you might think, okay, maybe it was just some bad jokes or poor choice of words. But this wasn't just a bad conversation. It was illegal. DJ Akademiks and his crew, including some people who have been involved in other sketchy situations before, like Tory Lanez's manager, were discussing things that no adult should ever be talking about with a minor. The things they were saying were far beyond inappropriate. They were crossing every line you can imagine. Let me put it this way. They were discussing illegal hypotheticals, asking disturbing questions that no grown person should ever ask a 14-year-old. The boundaries they crossed? They didn't just cross them. They bulldozed through them. And this wasn't just a one-off slip of the tongue. No, this was a full-on conversation where they were asking questions that could get them into some serious legal trouble. And let's be clear, I'm not going to repeat the disgusting details here. It's not something that should be spoken about lightly. And honestly, it's too disturbing for this platform. But trust me when I say, it was bad. Real bad. One of the most shocking parts of this whole situation is the reaction from other people who saw it. Kanani Rogers, a fellow streamer, witnessed the entire thing and tweeted how she couldn't even sit through the conversation. She was disgusted and couldn't believe what she was hearing. She went on to say that she thought it might be overblown. But once she heard it for herself, it was even worse than she imagined. This was no small matter. It was a full-blown scandal that left everyone who witnessed it shaken. Now, let's talk about the real problem here.
That's wild.
So imagine what happens when nobody's live.
Exactly. Exactly.
Dang.
Holy shit.
But right. Ray was talking about getting clearance for Central C and for Kai to be on Central's album, the ad lib or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he asked me to private VOD after that, but he deleted the text. I could still show it though. Wait.
The fact that DJ Akademiks and his friends, who again have been involved in some sketchy situations before, were speaking to a 14-year-old like this. What they were doing, that's grooming, plain and simple. And if you're wondering, but was it really that bad? Yes, it was. These weren't just inappropriate comments. They were serious, illegal discussions about acts that are beyond disturbing. What they were doing was crossing the line in ways that should never happen. And now they're facing the consequences for it. And here's where it gets even messier. When DJ Akademiks was called out for this, instead of owning up to his actions, he tried to flip the script. Rather than acknowledging how wrong and illegal his behavior was, he decided to threaten anyone who spoke out against him. This isn't the first time he's done this either. DJ Akademiks has a long history of threatening bloggers, streamers, and anyone who dares to call him out for his behavior. He's not the type to admit his mistakes. Instead, he tries to silence critics with intimidation and fear tactics. He even went as far as to say he would cut off anyone who didn't have his back, showing how much of a power trip this was for him. Instead of acknowledging the seriousness of the situation, DJ Akademiks thought he could bully his way out of it, like he always does. It's the same old playbook: threaten, intimidate, and hope people will stay silent. But here's the thing. That didn't work. This time, people weren't buying it. They weren't going to let him brush this under the rug. The situation escalated, and when the public realized just how serious this was, the police got involved. Yes, the authorities are now taking this situation seriously, and it looks like DJ Akademiks could be facing some real legal consequences for his actions. And it didn't just stop with the police. Other streamers, people in the industry, started speaking out. One of them, Screw, who's not a fan of DJ Akademiks by any means, posted about how disturbing the conversation was. He made it clear that this wasn't just some minor issue. It was a major deal that could have serious legal repercussions. He even said the whole situation was so messed up that the authorities needed to get involved.